The population of Staromayorsk, which was liberated the other day, was approximately 500 people before the full-scale invasion of the Russian occupants. The population of Staromlinivka, which is located to the south, was more than 2,000 inhabitants before the invasion. According to official data, the Ukrainian Defense Forces are already 4 kilometers away from it. That is, these are not just place names on the map, like the notorious village of Sako and Vanzetti with a population of 3 people, the liberation of which was once boasted by the Russian side. Ukraine is liberating its living settlements, yes, destroyed by Russian occupiers, but real ones. This is important to remember. Staromlinivka in the hands of the Russian invaders is an important stronghold in the security buffer zone. Behind this relatively large settlement begins the notorious line of General Surovikin, literally in one line. This is the Berdansk direction. There was little to no security presence in the direction towards Tokmak. Literally behind the village Robotino begins the very line. That is, the enemy considered the Ukrainian offensive there unlikely. And now he is constrained in this area, and cannot leave it. When there is no security zone, then by cutting the defense line, you make the entire defense architecture behind it start to crack at the seams. Yes, the Ukrainian defense forces are suffering losses there. But an offensive is always a loss, sometimes up to 30% and sometimes more. However, Ukrainian forces are steadily advancing in this area. Thanks to the use of Western equipment, the losses in personnel are much lower than expected. The enemy is facing a dilemma. He cannot leave the direction to Tokmak, it is now his center of gravity, that is, what destroys the entire architecture of defense in the defeat of one section, or throw forces to Staromlinivka. Not to mention other areas, including hypothetical ones. But behind the words throw forces there is such a fundamental thing as logistical and material capabilities. That is, if the next 100 Lancets arrived on the southern front, you decide where to send them, to Tokmak or to Berdansk and Rabotino or under Staromlinivka, to divide them 50-50, or 80 to one direction and 20 to another, or in general, to throw all 100 at once. Such dilemmas the enemy solves every day, and sometimes they appear before him every minute. The task of the Ukrainian General Staff is to force the enemy to send Lancets in the direction that the Ukrainian General Staff wants, not the Russian one. In other words, it aims to outmaneuver the enemy strategically. That is, to beat him. Not to make it clear where the real Schwerpunkt is. Schwerpunkt is the point of the main application of efforts. I really don't understand where it is, looking at the map. And you don't understand either, neither should the enemy, and this is the most important thing. And this Schwerpunkt may eventually fall neither on Tokmak, nor on Berdyansk. Now the Ukrainian fighters are consolidating on the new borders, cleaning up the liberated points, comprehending the new experience. It is important that the flow of shells and ammunition does not stop, as well as the flow of equipment. As military commander Zalushny said, any equipment is designed for combat, not for parades. In combat, it is a target for the enemy, which means it can be lost. The question is not to save the equipment, for that you need not to fight, but to save the lives of the crews, because people are the main thing. As tankers say, a man is steel, and a tank is just a piece of iron.